In a quiet corner of the whispering forest, where the sunlight tiptoed through the leaves and the wind hummed soft songs, lived a gentle bear named Bruno. He had thick brown fur, round soft ears, and the warmest eyes in the whole forest. Every morning, Bruno would stretch his big paws, yawn a great big yawn, and shuffle out of his cozy den. But today, Bruno didn't want to get up. The forest was still and sleepy, and so was he. "I think I'll stay in bed just a little longer," Bruno murmured, pulling his leaf blanket over his nose. But just as he was about to doze off again, he heard a gentle knock, knock, knock. "Bruno," chirped a voice from outside. "Are you awake?" It was Bella the bluebird, flitting just outside the den. "Not really," Bruno mumbled. "Well, wake up, sleepy bear. The forest is calling you." Bella giggled. "There's something special waiting today." Bruno rubbed his eyes and sat up. Something special. He didn't know what Bella meant, but something in her voice made him curious. He stepped out of his den, stretched again, and sniffed the sweet morning air. And so began Bruno's gentle adventure. Bruno followed Bella the bluebird through the tall grass and dappled trees. The forest was waking up. Leaves rustled like whispers, flowers opened their petals to the morning light, and somewhere far away, a stream bubbled like laughter. "What's this special thing you were talking about?" Bruno asked, padding slowly behind her. "You'll see," Bella said with a wink. "But first, follow the shimmer." Bruno tilted his head. The shimmer. He looked down and gasped. On the ground, winding between the trees like a ribbon, was a glowing trail made of silver sparkles. It looked like moonlight had fallen from the sky and turned into dust. "It wasn't here yesterday," Bella said, fluttering down beside it. "I think it's magic." Bruno sniffed the trail. Smelled like pine needles, honey, and a little bit like stardust. "Well," he said, "if it's magic, then we should follow it carefully." So the big bear and the tiny bird followed the shimmering path deeper into the woods. As they walked, the forest grew quieter. Even the birdsong hushed, as if the trees were holding their breath. Bruno's paws stepped softly, and Bella flitted from branch to branch above him. The shimmer glowed a little brighter with each step. Then, just around a mossy bend, they stopped. The trail ended at a small glade, where sunlight poured down like golden rain. And in the middle of it all stood something Bruno had never seen before. It was a door. Not a door to a house or a den, but a wooden door standing all by itself, with curling vines around the frame and tiny stars carved into its surface. It hummed quietly, as if it were dreaming. Bruno blinked. A door in the middle of the forest. Bella landed on his shoulder. "Told you it was something special." Bruno stepped closer to the door. It wasn't big, just tall enough for him to squeeze through if he ducked his head. The wood was smooth and warm beneath his paw, and when he touched it, a soft breeze swirled around him, even though the air had been still. "What do you think is behind it?" Bella whispered. Bruno shook his head. "I don't know, but it feels like it's waiting for someone." Bella flew in a slow circle above the door. "Maybe it's waiting for you." Bruno looked at the tiny golden handle. "Should I open it?" Bella nodded. So Bruno took a deep breath and gently turned the handle. The door creaked softly, like a lullaby being sung by the trees. It opened slowly, and behind it was not another part of the forest, but a glowing tunnel filled with soft colors and drifting lights. It looked like the sky just before dreaming. Bruno peeked inside. The air smelled like wildflowers and sweet berries. He could hear faint music like wind chimes and lullabies. "Should we go in?" he asked. Bella landed on his head. "Let's go. But only if we hold on to each other." So Bruno stepped through the door of dreams, and Bella held tight to his fur. As soon as they passed the frame, the door closed quietly behind them, and everything around them changed. They were no longer in the forest. They were floating through a sky of gentle stars. Soft clouds carried them forward, and tiny dream butterflies danced around Bruno's nose. He let out a sleepy chuckle. "This is the softest adventure I've ever had." Bella yawned, her wings fluttering slowly. "It's like flying through a bedtime story." And so they floated onward through the land where dreams begin, not knowing yet what gentle wonders waited ahead, but feeling warm and safe together. Bruno and Bella drifted gently through the dreamy sky, carried on a soft cloud that felt like warm cotton. All around them, the stars twinkled like sleepy eyes, and the sky glowed in soft purples and blues, like the world just before sunrise. After a while, the clouds slowed down and floated down to a garden in the sky. It wasn't like any garden Bruno had ever seen. The flowers here were made of mist and moonlight. They shimmered and swayed without any wind. There were trees made of silver branches with leaves that chimed softly when they touched. And in the middle of it all was a sparkling pool that reflected not just the sky, but memories. Bruno padded over to the pool and peered in. He saw himself as a tiny bear cub, curled up in his mama's arms. He saw Bella learning to fly for the first time, flapping her tiny wings in the spring breeze. The pool showed happy moments, peaceful ones, moments full of love. "It's a memory pool," whispered Bella. "It shows you the dreams your heart remembers." Bruno sat down, his big body resting gently on the misty grass. "This place feels like a hug," he said softly. Just then, a soft rustle came from behind a bush of glowing flowers. Out stepped a creature neither of them had seen before. It was shaped like a fawn, but made of stardust and light. Its eyes were kind and full of sparkle. "Welcome, Bruno and Bella," said the creature. "This is the Cloud Garden. Only those with gentle hearts and curious minds can find it." Bruno blinked. "You know our names." The creature nodded. "Of course. Everyone who enters through the door of dreams is known by name. Would you like to rest here for a while?" Bruno looked at Bella, and they both smiled. "Yes, please," he said. So they curled up beneath a tree of chiming leaves. Bella tucked her wings in, and Bruno rested his head on his paws. The stars above blinked slowly, like they were falling asleep too. And for a while the world was still. Bruno and Bella woke to a soft tinkling sound, like tiny bells being carried by a breeze. The sky above the cloud garden had dimmed a little, and a gentle hush had fallen over the glowing flowers. The stardust creature, who had been quietly tending to the garden, came over with a thoughtful look. "Something's missing," it said softly. Bruno stretched his paws and blinked sleepily. "Missing?" The creature nodded. "A moonbeam. One of the special ones that lights the garden at night. It should be shining over the memory pool, but it's gone." Bruno looked up. Sure enough, a little part of the sky above the pool was darker than the rest. Bella fluttered her wings. "Did it fall?" "Perhaps," said the creature. "Sometimes moonbeams slip through cracks in the sky and drift down to the forest below. If we don't find it, dreams might not flow as gently tonight." Bruno stood up. "Then we'll find it for you." The creature smiled. "You have kind hearts. Follow the petal trail. It will guide you." Bruno and Bella waved goodbye and stepped back through a shimmer in the sky. In a blink, they found themselves back in the whispering forest. But now, the forest was bathed in soft moonlight, and a trail of glowing flower petals marked a path through the trees. "It's like the shimmer from earlier," Bruno whispered. Bella nodded. "Let's follow it." They padded quietly through the sleeping woods. Fireflies lit the way, and owls hooted gently from the treetops. As they rounded a bend near the old willow tree, they saw it, a silvery moonbeam, tangled gently in a bed of moss. It pulsed like a heartbeat, soft and steady. Bruno bent down and scooped it up with his big, careful paws. It felt light as air and warm as a cuddle. "Time to take it home," he said. With the glowing moonbeam cradled gently in his paws, Bruno padded back along the petal trail. The forest hushed around him, like it was watching something very important. Bella flew just above him, keeping close, her wings shimmering in the silver light. When they reached the clearing where the magical door had first appeared, it was there again, waiting, glowing softly, its vines rustling like sleepy whispers. Bruno stepped through, moonbeam in paws, and Bella fluttered after him. The sky welcomed them back with a warm hush. The cloud garden still shimmered in soft blues and purples, but now the stars above twinkled a little more eagerly, as if they knew something wonderful was coming. The stardust creature met them at the garden gate. Its eyes lit up when it saw the moonbeam. "You found it," it said, voice full of joy. Bruno nodded. It was resting in the moss. It didn't seem scared, just waiting. The creature smiled. "Moonbeams are gentle things. They wander sometimes, looking for quiet places to rest. But now that it's home, it can shine again." Bruno lifted the moonbeam high, and the creature guided it carefully back to the sky above the memory pool. As soon as it floated into place, a soft silver glow spread across the garden, brighter than before but still cozy and kind. The chiming leaves of the trees began to sing again, and the flowers seemed to glow with happiness. Bruno sat down with a big sigh. "That feels better." Bella landed on his head. "It really does." The stardust creature turned to them. "You've done something gentle and brave. Because of you, dreams will float peacefully tonight." Bruno's eyes began to grow heavy. "I think I might be dreaming already." The creature nodded. "That's the secret of the door of dreams. It's made for sleepy hearts and kind souls." Bruno lay down in the grass of the garden. Bella curled in his fur. The stars blinked above, and the soft hum of moonlight filled the air. And as Bruno closed his eyes, the garden whispered a lullaby just for him. Bruno woke to the soft rustle of leaves and a warm glow on his fur. The cloud garden was quiet again, filled with the peaceful hush of morning dreams. Bella yawned and stretched her wings beside him. "I feel like I slept on a cloud," Bruno mumbled. "You did," Bella giggled sleepily. The stardust creature was waiting nearby, its eyes twinkling like tiny stars. "It's time to return to your forest," it said kindly. "But before you go, we have a gift." "A gift?" Bruno asked, sitting up. The creature reached into a small pouch made of moonlight and pulled out a tiny glass bottle. Inside it swirled soft silver light, the kind that glowed from the moonbeam. "This," the creature said, "is a dream light drop. It holds the gentle magic of the cloud garden. Keep it close, and when the night feels long or your heart feels unsure, it will remind you of peace and wonder." Bruno took the bottle carefully. It was warm in his paws like a hug. "Thank you," he said, his voice soft and full of feeling. Bella peered into it. "It's like the sky is sleeping in there." The creature smiled. "Now the door will take you home." Bruno and Bella stepped through the glowing frame once more, and in a blink, they were back in the whispering forest. The moon hung high above the treetops, and all around them, the world was quiet and still. Bruno looked at the dreamlight drop, then tucked it safely under a big leaf near his den. As they walked back toward home, Bella said, "Do you think it was all a dream?" Bruno smiled sleepily. "Maybe. But some dreams are real enough to hold in your paws." They reached the cozy den, and Bruno climbed into his bed of moss and leaves. Bella nestled beside him. Outside, the forest whispered gently. Inside, the dreamlight drop glowed ever so faintly. And Bruno the Bear, who had followed a shimmer, found a door, returned a moonbeam, and visited the stars, drifted off into the softest, sweetest sleep. The next morning, Bruno woke slowly to the soft glow of dawn peeking through the trees. He stretched his big paws, yawned a big bear yawn, and then curled back up, feeling warm and peaceful. His dreamlight drop was tucked safely under a soft leaf beside him, glowing faintly in the quiet morning light. Bruno smiled as he gazed at it. "Even the quietest things can hold the most magic," he whispered to himself. Outside, the forest was waking up. Birds were singing gentle songs, and the wind danced softly through the trees. Bruno felt that warm feeling inside, the kind you get when everything feels just right. Bella flew down and perched on his shoulder. "It feels like the forest is smiling today," she said with a yawn. "It does," Bruno agreed, his heart full of happiness. As he stood and stretched, he looked around the forest, feeling as if everything had changed. The trees seemed taller, the flowers brighter, and even the air smelled sweeter. It was the same forest, but somehow it felt new, filled with the quiet magic of dreams. "I think the forest knows we've been on a special journey," Bruno said softly. "Maybe it's a little more magical now because of all we've seen." Bella nodded. "I think so too." Bruno walked toward his favorite tree, the one with the soft moss under it where he liked to rest. As he sat down, he held the dreamlight drop in his paws for a moment before gently tucking it inside a hollow in the tree. "Maybe one day, when I need a little reminder of how peaceful and beautiful the world can be, I'll remember the cloud garden, the moonbeam, and the stars. And I'll remember that no matter how far we wander, there's always magic waiting to be found," Bruno thought. Bella fluttered around him in little circles. "And no matter what, we always have each other." Bruno smiled, feeling the warmth of his friend's words. "Yes, always." As the sun climbed higher, Bruno and Bella sat together, watching the world around them wake up, knowing that no matter what the future held, their hearts were full of magic, dreams, and the gentle peace of the whispering forest. And with that, Bruno the Bear, feeling cozy and happy, closed his eyes and settled into the soft embrace of the forest, ready for whatever gentle adventure might come next.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the adventure, please give us a like, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button to follow our channel for more magical stories. Join us next time for another exciting journey. Sweet dreams and see you soon.